Hey guys, my name's Lindsay, and today I'm going to be talking with y'all about Where the Wild Things Are, which was written and illustrated by Maurice Sendak. And this book was published in 1963, and this book won the Kettle Scott Award for the Most Distinguished Picture Book in 1964. I remember being in elementary school and us reading this book, and I felt like I was stepping into the world of living with the wild things whenever we would read it in class, or I would read it by myself. Like the illustrations in this book, like I love the texture that they give in each picture, like all the different textures that show the different items or people. I can tell with Max, our main character, he's wearing this little cat suit, and you can see kind of the textures of the fur and the tail, making it look kind of fluffy. And I love that. I love when illustrators go into detail with their pictures, and like how he builds the room into the forest, which I'll talk about in just a minute. But let's go to the wild things. And I feel like he gained these ideas from a child, because you can see like so much detail. Either that, or he has a kid of his own and he knows or knew kind of what monsters resemble for maybe his kids, grandkids, or kids he knows. Either that, or he just really knows how to connect with kids, and like I feel like they can really just connect with this. But anyways, let's get into what this book is about. This book is about a little boy named Max, who I just introduced y'all to. He gets into some trouble with his mom. He was doing things he shouldn't have, and he got sent to bed without any dinner, which I feel like it's not a good thing, but I know as a kid, like my parents would joke around saying that to me, and I would always straighten up. But as Max goes into his room, I think he kind of falls asleep, and he starts dreaming about going into this forest, and his room becomes the forest that surrounds him. And suddenly, as he's dreaming, open bodies of water and a boat carries him over to the island where the wild things are. And see, I just love how he makes all of the little wild things, because it's not like normal dragons or animals that we know of. It's like fairy tale fantasy creatures. But anyways, Max meets up with these wild things, and they make trouble and just get into a lot of mischief, and Max ends up doing the same thing to them as his mom did to him, and sent them to bed with no dinner. But little does Max know at the end that there was maybe a little surprise waiting on him whenever he wakes up from his little nap sleep. But I did want to point out another thing that I do love about this book is that it has this little section towards the end of the story where it just shows Max and the wild things getting into some trouble. And there's not really any words describing how they get in trouble. That's just kind of like I feel like the reader to dig into and make their own assumptions of what's going on. And I mean, even though it does give a pretty good illustration of what's going on, like them hanging from the trees, that there's still a little bit of openness where the reader can kind of dive in and give his or her own opinions about what's going on. But yes, I loved this book growing up. I always loved reading it, and I got being read to with this book. So yeah, well, thank you, and have a great night.